Okay, these are the notes that we're asking you guys to get done while some of your classmates are finishing their district benchmark. This is a review of the coordinate plane. This is very much like the cafeteria setup. We've got the stage here and the breakfast lines, the lunch lines back here. So if you think of it like that, it's easy to remember this is quadrant 1, 2, 3, and 4. The way this foldable goes together is you fold it on these lines here, and then we are going to cut it on the dotted line, like so. So that you have these little doors that open up and you can see the inside of the folder, like this. All right, so on the front here, on our doors, let's talk about the quadrants. Quadrant 1, we worked a lot with quadrant 1 when we were working with proportional relationships. A lot of our relationships started here at the origin. We only saw this first quadrant. In quadrant 1, both the x and the y are positive. Remember, this is your x coordinate, this is your y coordinate. In quadrant 2, because we have to go to the left, that's negative, and then up, that's positive. So going to the left is negative, going up is positive. Again, this is your x and this is your y. In quadrant 3, you notice how everything is negative over here. The x's are negative and the y's are negative. So in quadrant 3, it's negative, negative. That's x and y. And in quadrant 4, we're going to the right and down. So to the right is positive and down is negative. So that's what goes on the front. Just a little reminder about whether the coordinates are positive or negative in that quadrant. All right, so now we open this up. And this is some practice plotting points and naming points. So if you'll look here at point A, which is, oh, they want us to plot it. Okay. Point A, they want us to plot it at 1, 7. So you always start at the origin. And I'm going to go to the right 1 and then up to the 7. And I'm going to put a point there. And that is point A. Again, I went to the right 1 and up 7. Point B, it says go to the right 3 and then up 6. So I'm going to go to the right 3 and then I'm going to go up to the 6 and I'm going to put a point right there. That is point B. And then point C is at 5, 2. And label it. Always label your points. Now they're asking us to name the points or provide the coordinates. So point D, to get to point D, remember you have to do the x coordinate first, left and right first. So I'm going to the right 3, so that's a positive 3. And then I'm going up 1, so 3, 1. Point E, I'm going to the right 2, and then I'm going up to 4, so 2, 4. All right, let's move to quadrant 2. Notice how all of your x coordinates are negative and all of your y coordinates are positive, just like we said here, negative, positive. All right, point F, negative 1, 4. So I'm going to the negative 1 and then up to the 4. That is point F. Then we've got negative 2, 8. So I'm going to the negative 2 and then up to the 8. That is point G. And then point H, I'm going to the negative 5 and then up to the 1. That is point H. Make sure you are labeling your points. Now they want us to identify the coordinates. So to get to point J, remember you have to go left and right first. You got to run before you jump. So I have to go to the -4, and then I have to go up to the 3. And for point K, I have to go to the left 5, and then up to the 6. All right, let's move to quadrant 3. Notice everything is negative down here, so notice that my coordinates were all negative here. So point L, we have to go to the -3 and down to the -1, label that point L. M to the -4, and then down to the -5. And then N, I'm going to go to the -1, and then all the way down here to the -8. That is point N. All right, so now we need to identify the coordinates. So point P, I have to go to the -5 first. You go left first, and then we're going to jump down to the -7. Q is at -2, and then -4. But notice everything in quadrant 3 is negative. And then quadrant 4. Notice our x's are positive, our y's are negative because we're going to the right and down. Positive, negative. All right, point R, I have to go to the right 1 and then down to the -3. Then point S, I have to go to the right 3 and then down to the -7. And then point T, I have to go to the right, to the right 5 and then down to the -2 right there. That is point T. All right, now let's identify the coordinates here. To get to U, got to run before you jump. So to get to U, I have to go to the right 4 and then down to the -8. And for point V, I have to go to the right 2 and then down to the -5. To the right 2, down 5. And that is how you plot points on the coordinate plane. You can use this note sheet to do the paper assignment that we have and the assignment in Delta Math.